You've got mail.
Do you remember the 90s?
Come on, Uncle Phil, this is the 90s, man.
Man, it's the 90s. It's hammer time. Come on.
It's the 90s, remember? Microchips, microwaves, faxes, airphones.
Ma, it's the 90s. You can call it what it is.
Yada, yada, yada.
I can be anything I want to be. It's the 90s.
What, are you nuts? This is the 90s. We're gonna sue you.
Wake up and smell the 90s.
On this one, I'm going to give you a choice here. We have a short and a long for your guess. Do you want to start with the short?
Let's start with the short and see if I can do it.
Okay, here we go.
All the world may be a stage, but we get you front row seats.
Cruises in the 90s? Theaters, going to a theater. Movie theater.
You're getting there. You're getting there. But the front row seats for everyone. So are you calling for for the longer clip?
I've only made 3 guesses. Sure.
All right.
Tune in for the challenging, daring, innovative winners of the Best Foreign Film Award. We're showing an amazing selection of these winning movies every Monday evening in March.
Film festivals?
No.
Oscars. Is it related to the Oscars?
No, not at all. But if you think about it, what would encompass bringing theater and international television to you in the 90s? To your home.
Bravo and Showcase in the 90s?
Bravo. Ding, ding, ding.
Bravo in the 90s?
Yes, we are doing Bravo in the 90s. I know that.
So Andy Cohen is not involved.
Andy Cohen is not involved. Yeah, but we are doing Bravo in the 90s because this is the most, I would say, self-indulgent of podcasts, because Bravos in the 90s, I would say, is one of the key influential things that made Dave.
Nice.
The word is out, and the word is Bravo. From coast to coast, the critics agree. Bravo is the richest source of arts programming in American TV. They've cheered Bravo profile as compelling, intriguing, and exceptionally absorbing, and they've raved over our music and drama specials. But you've known from the start, there's only one word that can describe it all: Bravo.
If you could create a channel that would spark everything for Dave. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, I didn't even know I needed it or wanted it
for you.
It was a gateway in the little town of Fort Myers to literally the world stage.
Yes.
And it was a shining beacon of the possibility of what people thought cable could actually do.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. We did have Bravo in Canada as well. I don't know if it's the same channel or not.
There are some similarities.
Mm-hmm. So what are we going to talk about first?
So what we're going to talk about first, let me open up the dossier here, okay? So first of all, we're going to talk about that Bravo today is completely unrecognizable to what it used to be.
Yeah, the Housewives started in like 2007 or something.
Bravo originally started on December 8th, 1980, and it was launched as a commercial-free premium cable channel that was dedicated to performing arts, airing opera, ballet, concerts, and art house films.
Yes.
Later on, independent cinema, which we'll talk about as well, and a ton of Circus Olay.
Oh, really?
Circus Olay was...
I don't think I've ever seen Circus Olay on TV.
Was the filler programming. A lot of Lord of the Dance. They played Lord of the Dance a lot.
That.
And let's say, so that makes Bravo 46 years old.
That's only slightly younger than us.
I know. Is that not crazy? When you think of Bravo, you think that it's been on that long.
I mean, we watched it in the 90s and it probably existed before then. So that's not that crazy. MTV's been around since around then too.
So I would say you were talking about how Bravo was also in Canada.
Right. There was a station called Bravo.
Yeah. It was not exactly the same, but they shared a lot of programming.
Makes
and
sense.
I would even say that in the early days of Bravo, not unlike a lot of the early cable channels, a lot of Canadian content
was bought by Bravo?
Was bought by Americans cheaply to be able to fill up airtime.
Nice.
So a lot of... the early 1980s version of Bravo was filled with a ton of documentaries and television shows that were from Canada. Yeah.
Nice.
Because they care, your country, they care about and fund the arts. So there's a lot of content.
They treated it a little bit less as a capitalistic situation and more of like an essential to human existence.
If you were tuning into the 80s in Bravo, okay, you were getting full-on operas. You were getting ballets. You were getting a lot of theater. I can't tell you how many times that I would tune in and I'd be like, again with Bernadette Peters' Into the Woods.
Well,
Again with Sondheim.
Again with Bernadette Peters.
Again with Pagliacci. My personal story with Bravo, it introduced me when I was in middle school and be able to see the films of Kurosawa or Fellini or Bergman or even Jim Jarmusch.
Before the Criterion Channel, there was Bravo.
Yeah, so they would have all of these films, and essentially it was all just filler. But the thing that I think people don't understand now, especially with what Bravo became cable in itself was an aspirational thing when it first came out.
High art.
Yeah, even Nickelodeon, even though they were still sliming people and they were doing stuff,
also because of Canadians.
It was educational and fulfilling. They also had another. You also remember A&E.
Yes.
It's still around. It's about as old as Bravo. What does A&E stand for?
Arts and Entertainment. It does not stand for Honey Boo Boo. Or was Honey Boo Boo on there?
I think that was on Lifetime. Or no, TLC, the Learning
Channel.
Channel.
Oh, the Learning Channel. That's probably around that same age, too.
But I guarantee you got at least a 50-50 chance that anyone would even know what A&E even stands for anymore.
Right, like KFC. What does that stand for?
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense. It's just a bunch of letters. This was also a precursor, Bravo, to on the movie side of TCM.
Okay.
Because one of the things...
Are they directly related or no?
They're not directly related at all. I would imagine that TCM took some inspiration from Bravo.
Okay.
Because Bravo had introductions from movie stars at the beginning and ends of their films.
Now, can I give you an equivalent in Canada?
Okay.
So, I mean, I think we had Bravo, and I think it was similar, if not much the same. We also had TV Ontario that had Saturday Night at the Movies, and they had a host. I think his name was Graham Yost. It was definitely Yost, but I'm not sure of his first name.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to Saturday Night at the Movies. My name is Elway Yost.
But he was like the film guy in Canada in the 90s.
When I was doing my research for this, I went on the Wayback Machine. Have you ever done the Wayback Machine? I recommend anyone out there doing this. It's essentially a humongous archive of millions of archived old web pages, and it's continuing to archive as we speak. So I went back and went to the 1993 Bravo website. And
when existed.
I want to give you a snapshot because I found this so quaint and utterly 90s.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Some of the articles that I found, because they had articles, were best-selling classical CDs, the top 10 of the week. That they had everyone.
Useful information.
They had a gallery on Bravo, okay, that you could, it's a place where you could email, you could fill out a submission form and not even send your artwork, but just describe your artwork. And if they liked it, you could send a picture of it, like a photograph, and then they would scan it and put it up there and sell it for you. They were selling art on Bravo.
Really? That I didn't. I mean, I don't think I was on the internet in 1993.
It's still on there, too. They had a poetry contest where people could submit poetry. Okay. And they would publish your poetry on the website. They also had do you remember that some channels had magazines? They had monthly subscription magazines, which were program guides.
Only kind of.
Well, Bravo had it, and for $12 a year, $1 a month, you could get previews.
We know what you want from your television. You want imaginative, personal, and unexpected stories. Stories that don't get told anywhere else. But we also know you don't have a lot of time to watch TV. And that's why we came up with our Bravo Previews Guide. It's our way of helping you find that special Bravo program that you can't see anywhere else.
Did you ever get that delivered to your house?
I did not, but I really wanted it, and you wanted to be able to set your VCR to record things.
Obviously.
Because obviously the best stuff was at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Usually.
One of the big things for them in 1993 in June, they had a series called Too Good for TV, which they would rerun television shows from the 80s and the 90s and that weren't in syndication. A lot of these were BBC shows, things like that. But the biggest success that they had was that they actually revived, and they were the first station to rerun Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Because after that show got canceled, there was not enough episodes for reruns. For syndication.
Officially.
Yeah. So they got all 30 episodes of the series under one roof, and they called David Lynch and they talked to him and said, we're doing this. Do you want to be involved in it in any way? He actually recorded new material just for each of the shows, which were wraparounds involving the Log Lady.
Welcome to Twin Peaks. My name is Margaret Lanterman. I live in Twin Peaks. I am known as the Log Lady. There is a story behind that. There are many stories in Twin Peaks.
This is real new content.
Yeah.
So this became a big thing. And the Log Lady was this very ancillary but very cryptic character of an old woman who spoke to a log.
Yes.
And she could tell the future.
I did watch the first season of Twin Peaks.
So David Lynch went in and recorded with this actress and the log.
The original log?
Yes, the original log.
Excellent.
Yeah, that actress kept it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She even appeared in the new series, even though she was dying of cancer. She died like 2 weeks after she filmed.
I mean, she cares about her legacy.
Yeah. But so this was a huge thing, kind of put Bravo on the map in the sense that they didn't create any new content. They weren't creating original programming yet. Later in the 90s, they did the IFC Fridays, which was a free preview all day long of IFC, which is another cable channel. Do you know what that is?
Independent Film Channel.
That's right. The Independent Film Channel was, I think, an offshoot of Bravo at some point. It's the mod to Mary Tyler Moore.
Nice.
I think I got that right.
I think so.
Now we're getting into something that I think you can be right on board with.
Okay,
and
where
I
are
think
we?
you know this is coming. All right. This is from
You can't do that on television.
No. This was started in the late 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a Canadian show that has been mentioned on this podcast previously, almost kind of recently actually. And you watched it quite a bit.
Degrassi?
No. This is documentary stuff. Or like, news programs.
Which episode did we mention it in?
Supermodels.
Oh, fashion file or fashion television?
Fashion television, that's right. The Canadian produced special interest show focusing on fashion, hosted by
Jeannie Becker.
That's right. Tell me a little bit about your experience with fashion television.
Oh my God. Jeannie Becker was an icon. She's still alive.
Hi, I'm Jeannie Becker. It's his body-hugging bandage dresses that have earned French designer Hervé Leger the nickname Curvy Irvy. But it's also those dresses that have made the relative newcomer a big favorite among some of the world's top models.
Fashion television was in Canada. It was on Much Music, it was on Much Music, I think. And it was a show where this host, Jeannie Becker, would go to fashion shows all over the world during, fashion week, fashion season or whatever. And she would interview the designers and interview the models. And there would be sequences of the fashion show.
Yeah, it took itself very seriously. And
they took fashion very seriously.
They had real commentary. They talked with a lot of like inside people in the trades. It was on for how many years?
Oh my God, I don't know. 20?
27.
Okay.
27 years.
I believe
it ended on April 11th, 2012.
Okay.
It was the first of a handful of other programs that aimed to democratize the world of high fashion. Yes, I'm reading. And make it digestible to a mainstream audience. What was the other one that we had mentioned?
Fashion File?
No, it was an MTV.
Oh, the one with Cindy Crawford. No, I know it. Don't say it.
The poor man's fashion television.
Well, I know that. I forget.
House of Style. The one thing is in the U.S., they would blur the nipples. They did not do that in Canada.
Of men or women?
Of the models.
Oh, of the models.
The models
on that show.
on fashion
Okay.
television.
I see.
That was my experience.
Well, Canada is very progressive, so nipples are just the eyes of the face.
You know what they say, Woo? What is that? The nipples are the eyes of the face.
Also, I have a fun fact to take us out of fashion.
Okay.
Fashion File. At one point, the show was the most popular show in Canadian prisons. Because it was a way for them to get nudity.
Okay. I wouldn't have gone
Acceptable nudity.
Acceptable nudity. I just thought that they were starved of fashion, so they can only live through it one way. Can't go to the mall.
So now we have kind of gotten to the middle of the 90s. All right. And so we're going to go to 1994, and I've got a clip for you.
On the 13th of January, 1931, right here in New York City, magic happened. An artist was born that would rival Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo. But his tools would not be pen, no brush, no chisel, no palette. His tools would be his comically oversized glasses and his soul.
So that was a clip of Will Ferrell on an SNL skit parodying what Bravo breakout celebrity?
Charles Nelson Riley.
No. This person had a show where he would bring on actors, celebrities, directors,
and
writers, and do deep dive interviews, and became insanely popular.
Oh, Actors Studio.
Inside
Lipton.
the
James
Actors Studio
Lipton.
with James Lipton.
That was
is
Bravo?
Right. Did you ever watch this show?
Absolutely,
All
yeah.
right, so
I
I'm
love
gonna
that
stop
show.
and I'm gonna.
Now, are we gonna? Are we gonna do the questionnaire to me? Are you? What do you want God to say to you? If you believe in heaven and earth,
I was going to leave that for the very end, actually, but we can totally do it in this segment if you want to.
All right.
I'm rolling with the punches, but just to explain to the kids, Inside the Actors Studio, was an American talk show premiered on Bravo in '94. It aired for 22 seasons.
Yeah, and it took acting very seriously.
Yes, it took acting and the art of it very seriously, and the host of it was a professor called James Lipton.
Yes,
and James Lipton,
he's a professor at one of the big acting schools, right?
Well, the program began as a televised craft seminar. Essentially, they would do these for years, almost kind of like the Friars Club roasts. They would do them, and then someone went, "These are really fun. Let's televise them."
Like stand-up comedy.
So what they did was they brought in from the Actors Studio School in New York City.
That's right.
They would bring in all of the students and the alumni.
Yeah.
And they would have all these 100 people in a big room, and in the center of it, they would have James Lipton, and they would have whoever was the guest that week. And they would go on anywhere from 2 to 4 hour interview, which they cut down to an hour to play on Bravo.
45 minutes.
Some of them, if they were good enough, went into 2 parts. Who was the first person to be on there?
I mean, was it like an Actors Studio actor?
It was. Really big celebrity.
Marlon Brando?
Blue eyes, salad dressing.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman was the president of the Actors Studio at the time, and he was the flagship guest.
And dreamy.
Yes, very much so. So the thing that you heard when you were hearing Will Ferrell is that he
has an affectation.
James Lipton had a very particular way of speaking, which was very slow, very mannered, and had a lot of pauses for no apparent reason. He was also known for having questions on blue cards, so much so that they were super large. They were probably like Reader's Digest size because he was an older gentleman, had his glasses on.
Foresight.
You'll be able to see on the clip on social media, the gag is on Will Ferrell. He has a stack of about 500 cards. It's about 12 foot. It's about a foot tall, these cards.
Yeah.
And he would burn through these things. And what James Lipton was known for was his research.
Yes.
And he would actually freak out people when he brought them on because he knew so much about them and found details.
He would surprise them,
pre-internet.
yeah.
Well, you have done your homework.
Did you call my mother?
How did you hear about that?
Wasn't there a halfway house across the street?
Holy shit. What is Bullstoy? Oh my God, that's amazing. Where'd you get that from?
I got it. Who were the Kissy Girls?
Oh my God. I was very sexual in kindergarten.
So James Lipton had a pretty good research team.
How many guests?
In 27 years?
Yeah.
40 a year. 1,000?
He had, 300 guests. For one of the anniversaries of the show, James Lipton agreed to be interviewed himself.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know who he asked to
Will
be
Ferrell?
interviewed? No, that would have been really good. Dave Chappelle.
Tonight is the 200th episode, which is why I'm here to honor your dean for giving so many artists a forum to speak about art in a way that a consumer can actually appreciate what it is they actually do. If I'm not as good at this as you are, you'll have to forgive me, and then we can meet at the comedy club and I will light your ass up.
No, I watched that show. I thought it was very, very interesting. I was never interested in being an actor, but I was definitely interested in the craft of filmmaking. So
The end of each episode was a question and answer session with the audience. And
where the students got to ask questions.
And many of the students we look back now are now movie stars.
Yeah.
Most famously, do you remember the one?
No.
There's only one that was
Renee
actually
Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger was on there, but she was not. She was not a question and answer person. There was only one person who was a student who asked questions and was also a guest.
I don't know.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, okay. I think I did know that. That sounds familiar.
Have you ever heard of The Awful Truth?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever watch The Awful Truth? It was a Canadian-American co-production, so I figured it played.
I'm familiar with it. I don't know that I ever sat and watched. I've seen some of his documentaries. I'm not going to say I'm a Michael Moore fan.
Yeah.
I have nothing against him.
He has some tactics that are questionable at times for his documentaries.
But no, I don't. If I looked back on them, I could probably recognize a few episodes, but I didn't sit down and watch it.
When we're in the 90s, Inside the Actors Studio put them on the map.
Mm-hmm.
This was another one that, while not as popular, the idea that this was one of their first ventures into original programming. They got Michael Moore to come and do basically kind of almost a daily show kind of thing where he would stand up and give political commentary and then dump it to a clip of some segment that they did, and went on for 2 seasons. I really liked the show.
Mm-hmm.
The show is very funny. It's very subversive.
It's not so much into the politics back in the 90s. It seemed pretty steady and easygoing, so I didn't have to pay attention.
Yeah, this was a very political show.
Yeah.
Except he would tackle it with things like Crackers, the corporate crime-fighting chicken. One of the other ones that I remember being a youth not educated too much in the world was they had the nationwide tour of the Sodomobile. It was a pink van loaded with homosexual men and women traveling across the country to U.S. states that have on books sodomy laws to make
make homosexuality illegal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Sodomobile, a sleek chariot of freedom-loving buggery designed to carry our gay ambassadors of love on a whirlwind tour of every single state that made it illegal to be gay.
This is what Bravo was doing for their first. It's a very late 90s show, late 99 to 2000 show.
See, those were years that I was not watching TV. I don't think.
I remember watching this in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bravo was part of one of the stations we had in our college.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have TV in college, so I had to go to the common room to watch The View.
So we're gonna enter the 2000s now, okay?
Okay.
And the network is available in 68 million homes
in America.
Between 2002 and 2007. They were purchased by NBC. This is the beginning of the end. NBC, not NBC Universal yet, but NBC in 2002. They immediately demanded, get all that arts crap out of here.
We want entertainment.
And they kept it, but they put it on in the middle of the day. It started to wane. Mm-hmm. The movies stayed, but the really esoteric stuff, they would play even short films, like National Film Board, in animation, short films. They even played shorts from the Toronto International Film Festival just in between stuff because they didn't have commercials. Mm-hmm. So this is
to make time.
All of that went bye-bye. All of a sudden commercials came in. I do not want this podcast, which it does sometimes become, we had it better back in my day.
But we did.
But we totally did in this situation. We are going to talk about one bright, shining beacon and one thing that is a personal thing.
A wonderful thing about current day Bravo?
Well, current day Bravo, the one thing, the first thing that happened when NBC bought it was they immediately started pushing their gay programming. So what was their now amazing breakout show that happened
it was one of your favorite shows.
in 2003.
The gay guys for the straight guys.
That's right. Queer Eye
That's right.
for the straight guy.
He's sort of a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy.
He's going for a mountain man look, which means
wants to be a
freak show. He has these overgrown claw-like tentacle feet.
That's very
Toenails.
common amongst the dancers
It's
and the
called
skaters.
country toes.
On one hand, we have Rome, Glamour Gorgeous. On the other hand, we have Alabama Country Toes.
First of all,
That's right.
Queer Eye for the straight guy.
I've never watched that show.
Oh my God. So Queer Eye for the straight guy.
I mean, I watched the reboot, but I did not watch the original.
Yeah, kids probably know about the reboot now because it was on Netflix. That kind of came and went. This show stayed on for 7 years. It was a style documentary lifestyle show kind of thing, like a hybrid.
Gave us Carson Kressley.
It gave us Carson Kressley. Can you name all 5 of them?
No. That's the only one I know because he's on Drag Race.
I do. Ted Allen. Do you remember Ted Allen?
I mean,
the food and wine connoisseur?
I know who they are if you say their name, but I only know the name Carson Kressley.
Kyan, Kyan.
Kyan?
Kyan Douglas was the grooming guru.
Sure.
Okay. We have Tom Falica.
Yeah, he's
the design doctor.
Yeah, he's familiar.
And then the culture one, which is always the lame one, the one that's just like trying to teach.
You should
them
be more interesting.
Yeah, Jai Rodriguez, spelled Jai.
That's still pronounced J, I think.
I guess so. Yeah, it ended up winning the Outstanding Emmy Award in 2004.
Okay.
For reality programming.
Reality programming. Okay.
That would help to mention that.
It was the
Emmys just said this was outstanding.
It was the outstanding thing of 2004.
Yeah. I would watch it with my mother because there was something about it in the sense that
it was appealing.
It was appealing. It was funny. It was entertaining. It didn't take itself very seriously, but it talked about very serious things.
Yeah.
I think it was probably the best at the time show about normalizing homosexuals on television.
Representation on TV.
Because it was not, you have like, was it Will and Grace, and you have like Soap, and you have a lot of these things that they say are revolutionary, even like the Norman Lear shows.
But they weren't real people. These were real people.
And a lot of times they were a joke, you know, and as they were known as the Fab Five, would go into rural communities or into communities that were not friendly or receptive to homosexuals. It was like exposure therapy because so many of the people that are on there, especially elderly people and people of a different generation, had not actually experienced homosexuals, and they only took it as what their parents told them or what society or
what the media
told them. And when they finally got to meet these nice boys, you know, who were doing a good thing for their grandson or something like that, it did change some hearts and minds, except the thing is, it was also backdoor really entertaining. The show was giving the new trajectory to Bravo. So you get the good, you have the bad, because now there's no going back. Bravo is an all reality channel. They quickly phased out all of the documentary programming.
So what were the early reality shows?
Well, here we go. The unscripted shows in 2004, Project Runway.
Nice.
Okay.
Watch the hell out of that show.
Here's a show that I want to know if you even understood this. Okay. Manhunt, the search for America's most gorgeous male model.
No.
2004. It was their attempt at making
America's Next Top Model.
But
nobody cares about male models. They don't.
Hosted one season.
It's the only industry where women are paid more.
One season, one and done. Hosted by the most 2004 woman ever, Carmen Electra.
Oh, nice.
Then we had Being Bobby Brown was their next biggest success.
I watched it a little bit. It was a little bit train wrecky. I couldn't.
It was. Whitney Houston did not survive very long past that show.
That's sad.
Then we had Kathy Griffin, My Life on the
Loved
D-List.
that show.
Whoa! blowing it out.
I watched that show a lot.
All right, and then that's all. That was in.
When was Rachel Zoe? Must have been like 2008 or 2009 because she had her oldest son the same year I had mine in 2011.
I do know that all of these shows premiered in 2006.
Okay.
Sheer Madness.
So that was like a
reality show in a high-end salon.
Yeah, but like different ones every episode, right?
Yes. She would go in and she would fix them. It was like a bar rescue or a Hell's Kitchen kind of situation before those shows existed, actually. Million Dollar Listing was in 2006.
Really? Is that early?
The Real Housewives of Orange County was 2006.
Now,
and Top Chef. All three of those debuted in the same year.
For any youngins that might be possibly listening, do you know how Real Housewives of Orange County kind of originated?
No.
There were two very popular shows called Desperate Housewives and The OC.
Okay, yes.
And they mashed them together and made it a reality show. So it became Housewives of Orange County.
There's
OC.
no new ideas.
No new ideas.
No
you just
new ideas. My mind is blown.
You combine two arbitrary ideas together and put it into one.
That sounds like some guy who came into the boardroom and just went, I got a great one for you.
Yeah, I mean, the elevator pitch would have been easy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All that time I never really put that one together.
Yeah.
So talking about,
or I made it up. I don't know.
So we're nearing the end of Bravo here.
My memories and my imagination sometimes are fuzzy.
But I'm not going past like 2006 because it
You
just
don't
becomes dark
Everybody
days.
knows what it is.
There's also no change past 2006.
Right.
Once Housewives
Just more
came out,
Housewives.
once Top Chef comes out, all of that just
we watched a lot of seasons of Top Chef.
Yes.
Chef, the two of us
but
together.
it does. No, I mean, Bravo reality shows are great. But the idea that the expense, what did we lose to get these things, you know?
Now we have the Criterion Channel streaming.
Well, apparently most of the programming went on to be went on to another cable network called Ovation.
That's made up.
We talk about the queer legacy. That's beyond the reality. 2006.
Andy Cohen contributed a lot to that.
That is right. 2006, the New York Times called Bravo the premier gay network. Logo also came out at about that same time in about 2005.
Is that when it started?
Yes. And so Bravo really was a pioneer in the sense of finding
like niche entertainment.
Niche entertainment, exactly. But the niche entertainment ended up becoming mainstream.
Yeah.
Now everyone is chasing Bravo at this point because those shows, I mean, Project Runway, Top Chef.
Yeah.
This was the beginning of cable getting more ratings than anything the networks were getting. It was great, I guess, for advertisers and everything, but the networks were getting scared. And also people were finding out you can make a ton of television super cheap. Yeah. Why have scripted programming anymore? I just think that it's so interesting in how MTV doesn't play music videos anymore. It kind of
officially,
yeah, I know officially. It turned to reality as well.
Yeah, it did.
But they were never had this high-minded mission the way that Bravo did. There wasn't this niche to it.
Yeah, I don't remember the transition period because that had to have been really weird when you were mixing movie like Fellini with like reality shows.
Oh, I remember because I held on so hard. They were still playing like 8.5 and then episode of Queer Eye.
Yeah.
It was such an important part in my life. If we do recommendations, I would say Criterion Channel.
Yeah.
Canopy.
Canopy is great.
These are both streaming services.
Now, Canopy, let me explain, is a streaming service that you get through your library.
Yeah, so
and
it's
with the
free,
library
people.
card. Yeah.
If your library
and
subscribes to it.
An extraordinary catalog.
It really does. It has an entire library aggregated from all types of different libraries, including Criterion, Warner Brothers, different studios. These are the places where the films and some of the programming still exists. If you go on to Tubi, you go on to Canopy, they still have some of these documentaries. They have some of these shows, but a lot of this programming is totally lost to time. Yeah. There is no place where there is
the Canadian Film Board has their own app too.
The National Film Board of Canada has a great app on their website, also on their Roku. TCM as well.
Yeah.
TCM is a great place.
I mean, it's hard for me to make a judgment call on that because we haven't had cable in years and years and years, like well over a decade, if not 15 years, we've been doing pretty much over the air and streaming services. So it sort of depends on what we have available to us.
Yeah, outside the independent film channel is officially off the air from as far as I could find.
Okay.
And that was playing the modern, like probably 94 to like early 2000 stuff that Bravo used to play.
That we grew up with.
The Sundance era of films and things, you know? And I mean, Bravo, I mean, that's how I got into Sundance movies, and I got into that beautiful period, which we will have an episode, I'm sure, about, from that 94 to like 2000 era of the 90s independent movie revolution. Bravo was at the forefront of this.
Golden time for film.
So, as you had talked about at the very end, James Lipton ended every single interview on Inside the Actors Studio with 10 questions.
Yep.
And I want to give those 10 questions to you to answer. This is going to be interesting, people. All right.
Okay.
All right.
I hope I'm interesting.
All right. I'm gonna try to channel my best James Lipton here.
Okay.
What is your favorite word?
Okay, my favorite word, whimsical.
What is your least favorite word?
Fascism.
What turns you on?
This voice right here.
What turns you off?
I think you know. But to not be political, I won't say it.
What sound or noise do you love?
Oh, I love a thunderstorm.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Like a baby crying, but like from pain.
What's your favorite curse word?
Motherfucker.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
A professional artist. Actually, or a politician. I would be really, really good at being a politician.
What profession would you not like to do?
Which would I not want to be? Anything medical.
And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You really had some good ideas.
Oh, I hope someone liked this. This is quite indulgent. I'm glad I'm happy you went with me on this. But I have to try to at least, one thing I will say too, just look on YouTube and type in Bravo programming, Bravo previews, promos. You get these like 30-minute clips with commercials from the 1990s of all of the programming and little interstitial shorts and all of the stuff on it. It is made my life much better. It will make yours too.
Yes, I agree.
It's quite a wonderful trip.
Nice.
All right, so this has been a nostalgic romp with Dave
and Cheryl
and the 90s.
Why settle for the ordinary? There's a world of unique and exciting entertainment waiting for you all month long on Bravo.
Got a favorite 90s moment or topic you want us to dive into? We'd love to hear about it. If you think we got everything wrong, we'd love to hear about that too. Drop us an email at andthe90spod@gmail.com, link in the episode description, and you can be damn sure that we'll read your comments on the show. Also, if you're digging the show, please rate, comment, subscribe, and tell everyone you know to check us out. It really does make a difference. Till next time, remember, we're nostalgia for the olds and education for the youths.